2023 was a fortunate year for anime fans as we got a lot of great shows, and one of them is called Shangri-La Frontier, and in this video I'm gonna compare it to the most popular series from the same genre. And yes, I'm talking about swordartonline, ranked as number 5 of most popular anime of all time. I'm going to be mainly focusing on the first season of the SAO series, as it's the one that you're introduced to, and I'm gonna be comparing things like the plot, MC, animation, and much more. So without stretching the intro too much, let's begin. Warning! This video includes some spoilers from both SAO and SLF. You have been warned. The plot. SAO is a great series with a lot of action and cool fight scenes, but I have to say it falls off after 12 episodes. The story was really fresh when it came out, as we didn't have that many VR isekai series back then. So, from what we know, SAO is a really hyped VR MMORPG game that millions of people wanted to play, but only a small portion of people actually got it because of the limited amount of the copies. Point of this game is to climb a tower, level up on the way, and clear the game by defeating the boss on the floor 100. But the plot twist is that you cannot log out. And if something happened that you died in the game, you would die in real life too. In my opinion, that's a really great idea. Every episode you were afraid that someone might actually die. But that was only until episode 11, cause in episode 12, this little gnome appeared. With her appearance, the series has lost its full edge and was made from a full packed with action series to a family time daddy read me a bedtime story show. Instead of taking their time and showing us more cool action at different floors, they finished it in 14 episodes and for some reason decided it's gonna be a good idea to move the action to a different game called Alpha Online, like where the gnome is back, they out of nowhere have wings, and his younger sister is crushing on him. And just to add it as a small cherry on top, I don't know why, but every single season of SAO need to have some kind of sexual assault involved. We've almost reached 200 subscribers. If you're enjoying this content, why don't you go down there and hit the subscribe button. You can also leave a like and a comment while you're at it. But as for SLF, Shangri-La Frontier as a new gen has actually positively surprised me. After I saw the guy with a bird head on the cover, I was not expecting anything good from the series. My first thought was that it's going to be another doo-doo isekai that's probably gonna end up with a 6 rating on my anime list. But even the first episode made me excited to see the rest. SLF is a series about a guy who took pleasure in torturing himself by beating the most garbage games known to all the gamers. But one day he decided to give a try to a god tier game and see what's all the hype about. With his unusual skills acquired from hundreds full of bug games, we get to explore the world of SLF with him. This series shows us a lot of great fights, like a python, a spider, robo samurai, or even a giant wolf. We can also follow a different perspective from a girl that is crushing our protagonist and is trying her hardest to get him to play the game together. But as all of this might sound really enjoyable, there is one thing missing, and that's a true goal. In this series they're just kinda going with the flow and don't have a plan of what to do. They are mostly just exploring and enjoying the game. We did hear something though about like the unique monsters, but besides that, it's pretty much nothing. MC. Kirito is an edgy character that was introduced to us as a beta player that was already from the first episode, long ahead of everybody else. He was cold and skilled, which made people wanted to watch the show. However, there was some things that left me kinda like this. Especially when out of nowhere this guy became a NASA programmer and was able to change the code from within the game and store a character that was a fucking AI into an item. It was really unrealistic, even though they tried to explain that it was possible because of the special room that they were in. It still left my brain mindfucked for a while. But taking all that aside, Kirito's character actually became some kind of a model for all the other isekai fantasy related shows that came after. Because this guy is a Kirito, and this guy is a Kirito, and all of these guys are Kiritos. Sanraku, a true hardcore gamer, in our world, if I had to compare him to someone, probably be one of the that haven't got this achievement yet. As for Sanraku as MC, we can definitely see his creativity of using different skills and tactics, but also a lot of goofiness and bad luck, even though he was maxing his lag stat a lot. He isn't edgy, but his personality kinda reminds me of Asta from Black Clover, with the whole never give up and fight until the end thing. I definitely had doubts in the beginning, cause let's be honest, who wouldn't have after seeing his character as a shelterless guy with a bird head? But after giving it a few episodes, Sanraku will grow on you. Production quality. As for the 2012, SAO had actually really good animations. It was very different from other shows, because of all the computer and data effects. But it definitely worked in their favor, cause it was really original. It of course had its moment where the characters were a bit deformed, but it's like a lot of other shows. The voice acting in the sub version is really good. In the dub version, Kirito sounds kinda like a guy in his 30s. So yeah, it kinda don't work for me, but besides that, it's okay. Just watch the sub version instead. As for Shangri-La Frontier, not gonna lie to you, C2C, Challenge to Challenge Studio, actually did a marvelous job with this one. From animation to color palettes to voice acting, personally I think it's really good. But Saraku's voice in the dub version is much worse than the Kirito's voice in the dub version, so he gets a point for that. So, to summarize it, I want to say that while making this video, it reminded me that SAO is kinda mid, and even though the plot was more intense in SAO, I think that SLF, aka Shangri-La Frontier, is a better anime overall. Better characters, better animations, not rushed, just more enjoyable, and the show isn't perfect, but compared to SAO, it definitely deserves the crown.